Cummings. Did you hear the name of Muhammad Atta's 1980s retro Muslim disco synth band? Yeah, they're called Quran. So when George Bush was in the classroom, reading to all those school kids, why did it take him 7 minutes to react after learning about the attacks? He wanted to get to the end of the sentence he was reading. How many Guantanamo Bay inmates does it take to change a light bulb? You can't change a light bulb when you're holding it for no reason. How many CIA agents does it take to change a light bulb? Any ideas? They don't change it, they just cover it up. Boy, those dead financial guys must be kicking themselves for missing out on the 2008 bailout money. Forget family and kids and walks in nature, the future. There was huge money to be made, if only they weren't so dead. So Bush, Cheney, and Donald Rumsfeld are flying on Air Force One. The president looks at the vice president, chuckles, and says, you know, I could throw a $1,000 bill out the window right now and make somebody really happy. The vice president says, well, I could throw 10 $100 bills out the window and make 10 people really happy. Not to be outdone, Rumsfeld says, of course I could throw 100 $10 bills out the window and make 100 people very happy. Too soon, too soon. So the pilot rolls his eyes and he says to his co-pilot, hell, I could throw all 3 of these 911 criminals out the window and make 6 billion people happy. Here's a math question for you. Any of you guys into math? Okay, in a free fall, you reach terminal velocity of X miles per hour. If Miss McGillicuddy jumps from the 107th floor and reaches terminal velocity, how long does it take her to reach the ground? Ideas? Too soon. The rest of her life. If you drop 2 bombs on Baghdad and each one of them killed 750 people, how many terrorists are gone?
None.
None? Why is that?
Because they aren't in Baghdad.
No, they're in Baghdad. Go with this. 2 times 750. Theoretically, you should kill 1,500 terrorists. But the problem is, each of these terrorists has 2 kids. So you created 3,000 new ones that hate you even more. What's the biggest difference between 911 and the Oklahoma City bombing? It proves once again that foreigners can do it better and more efficiently. So these 2 guys are working in the Twin Towers on September 11th, and they're trying to pick what they'll have for lunch. They eventually decide to order a pepperoni pizza, but all they got was 2 large planes. Oh, that's so wrong to tell September 11th jokes. But why do Americans get to decide what we should find humorous and what not? I'm just trying to think outside the box cutter. Sometime back, a U.S. senator mocked the Japanese using the Hiroshima and Nagasaki attacks as a background, much to the applause of Americans. Here's a few examples of the kind of jokes Americans make fun of other countries. What did Little Miss Muffet and Saddam Hussein have in common? They both had curves in their way. She's evil. Why does the Iraqi Navy have glass-bottom boats? So they can see their Air Force. What's the fastest way to break up a bingo game in Baghdad? Shout out B-52. Did you hear the one about American Airlines' new marketing deal to commemorate the tragedy? They'll fly you from the airport straight into your office. Hey, any idea who are the fastest readers in the world? New Yorkers. Some of them can get through 110 stories in 5 seconds. What is Al-Qaeda's favorite football team? The New York Jets. Remember the royal wedding recently? May, was it? What did Kate Middleton and Osama bin Laden have in common? In early May 2011, they both got their back doors smashed in, and they caught the shot to the face by a bloke in the Navy. Oh man, it must be hurricane joke season. Just when you thought things could not get any worse for the September 11th hijackers, you know the 72 virgins they were expecting? Well, it turns out it's just one 72-year-old virgin. Why would they want an awkward virgin anyway who doesn't know how to fuck? Speaking of virgins. What do 72 virgins in the plane that hit the Pentagon have in common? The hole was too small to fit in for it to be plausible. What has more brains than Osama bin Laden? The wall behind him. And here's where it gets really sick. What's the advantage of having 2,978 dead people in the same location? At least you know where all the necrophiliacs were that night. Come on, let's hear it for necrophiliacs. Come on, let's hear it for necrophiliacs. Speaking of fucking dead bodies, what did one necrophiliac say to the other after fucking a World Trade Center jumper's corpse? I prefer girls that are down to earth. But seriously, everyone knows you can't fuck dust. Like the Green Corporation say, reduce and reuse. Come on, there are advantages to necrophilia. Everyone knows that banging dead bodies means you never have to say sorry. So, you know when you're doing weird shit, like S&M stuff to each other in bed and you need a safety word or a phrase so that the hose doesn't come all the way out your mouth? Yeah. What's the safety phrase when you're having weird sex with a dead body? I'm alive. It's hard to read this page because there's so much blood on it. What did the dead firefighter's wife say after the September 11th tragedy? At least he'll always be stiff now. Two guys are at work in the morgue. One of them turns to the other and says, "You should have seen this cop they brought in last week. They pulled his body from a puddle of toxic sludge at ground zero after he'd been there for 3 weeks. Man, I'm telling you, his dick was like a pickle." "What?" the other one asks. "You mean it was green?" "No," says the first guy. "It tasted really sour." What did one necrophiliac say to the other necrophiliac on the morning of September 12th? "Sometimes I just want to lay back and open up a cold one." Fanaticism, patriotism, war, violence, fundamental